It's vintage fair time. Well, hello there, friend. Yes, my hair is still up. I should probably fix that. Much better. All right, hello friends, welcome to the Vintage Fair. We are all set up and I'm gonna give you a quick little tour so you can see what exactly I brought with me. And yes, it was very heavy and it's very hot. I hate Florida. That is all. Okay, let's go. So when you walk in, you can see zippers and a shawl and the giant table of fabric. I brought all kinds of fabric for this endeavor. I also brought giant pattern boxes. Got a piece of skating fabric I'm selling. I figured I'd pull out the Tristan fabric just in case. Ladyface sweater. All the sewing books, my coffee, some buttons, lots of trims. Got some tablecloths. And then of course, the rack of clothing. And yeah, I think we're set up for a pretty good day. Oh, it's bright. Wish me luck, friends. See you in a little bit. It was such a beautiful day, and I had such a great time. And I got to meet subscribers. And there are booths as far as the eye can see. Well, friends, it is currently about 4 o'clock, so we have one more hour. I'm sorry for the background music, I can't get rid of that. But I did want to let you know that, here, I'm just gonna go a lot closer. I did want to let you know that despite my fears of not being able to do a whole lot, I've actually sold a fair amount of fabric. Not too much clothing, but a fair amount of fabric, not so many patterns. So maybe that wasn't a great plan, but oh well. I've got another hour. Let's see what else happens. I even found a Liz! Liz Von Villas did swing by, so make sure that you pop over to her channel as well. She didn't vlog anything. You should just go check her out, cause she's awesome. At this point in the day, I just wanted to really document exactly how much I had left, which was still a fair amount. Lots of fabric, lots of patterns, and the fancy stuff was still kicking around with me. All right, friends. Well, I have changed out of my dress, and I am frizzy, but we are done. It is 5. So I will show you real quick what didn't sell, and then we can look at a little time lapse, and then we'll jump back into the studio and we'll chat about all of my feelings about today. So just so you get a reference, this is how it looked when we finished up. So now it was time to decompress, and while we are watching me speed through this, which it took approximately 3 times longer than it did here, no, really, probably more like 10, but whatever, I was able to really get to connect with people that I haven't seen or have never met before. It was nice just to get out and really get the vintage out, get it a breath, and find some of it some new homes. The only thing that was a little odd about this fair this year was that there wasn't as much Christmas themed. Like, I tried to bring a lot of Christmas items, but that wasn't really all the way around. We did have the carolers, but the background music was constantly banjos. And yes, it did all fit back in the car, although quite uncomfortably, and so much so that I had to stop recording because it was stressing me out.
The next day.
Oh, hello. Yes, it is the next day because last night I was so exhausted that I literally conked out right at 10:30. Do I normally go to bed at 10:30? Absolutely not, but here we are. Now, the overall for the fair was super positive. I got to talk to a lot of fun people. It was really good to like see the energy and see the excitement over, oh my gosh, vintage fabric. So that just brings a special level of warmth to my heart. I also love getting to see some of you. That was super fun. And I also love getting to see friends, and I like it when folks ask me how to use a vintage pattern, because that's me going, oh my goodness, I can help with that! Like, I can't teach you how to sew, I can show you what not to do, but I can answer questions about the pattern itself. But I just like to get folks started on vintage patterns because they're so much fun. And they don't take new resources, they're already there, and they need new homes, especially in my house. Oh, mercy. So overall, I would say the day was really quite fun. Was it far too hot for me to exist? Yes. It was very sticky all day long. And I will say that my experiment of creating a sewing shop in a fair did sort of work, but not really. My best sales still came from my clothing that I brought with me. The very first thing that moved actually was that 1960s swimsuit. Like, it was hanging up and somebody was like, ah, mine, want, and it was gone. It was gone in a moment. And so the best sales still came for me from vintage clothing. I liked having the option of having vintage sewing stuff there, but I think if I were to do it next year, I would definitely bring 2 racks full of the clothing and only 1 table of sewing stuff. Like, I didn't need all the extra stuff. I could have probably fit it all onto 1 table. I just wanted to be extra. Big shock, I know. But now I'm sure the part all of you are waiting for, which is, how much did I actually make? So let's break it down. So after I tallied up all of my areas that I got paid in, cash, PayPal, Venmo, and Square for credit cards, I ended up with $418. Now at first you might go, wow, that sounds really great. Hang on, friends. Let's deduct all of the things now to really break it down. So while that does include all of the fees from the various platforms, it does not include Florida state sales tax, which is $27.17 in this one. And so that brings me down to $390.83. Now these booths are not free, so I did pay $55 for the booth fee, and that takes my total down to $335.83. Now we get to cost of goods and gas, etc. I do not really keep track of cost of goods. The only one that I can think of off the top of my head is that 1960 swimsuit that I did pay $25 for because it was, when I found it, damaged, and I then fixed it in this video, and then I apparently sold it in this video. So that's the only one that I could really nail down. So I'm gonna estimate that between the cost of gas and the cost of goods themselves, I probably had about $100 into this. So that now takes my total down to $235.83. So that all sounds really great, right? Because hey, you get there at 10 a.m., you start setting up, you pull away at 6 p.m., and you've made $29.57 per hour profit while you've been there. That sounds really great, right? Hang on, friends. Let's not forget that it also takes 2 full days for me to get all of the inventory found, to get it all priced, to get it all into the car, find the things that I've tucked away, such as where's all the furniture, where's all the tables, all of that stuff. It took 2 full days to kind of piecemeal all that together. And we're also not including the after time, which is when you have to then gain your car back and unload the bad boy. Because I'm not going to drive around with my car filled with the gills of vintage. Like, it's got to come back in the house, go to the closet where it's going to be sold on eBay, or to the rack where I'm probably going to leave it hanging until I can find time to photograph it and list it online. So let's say conservatively that the 2 days beforehand, I worked 6 hours a day. So that's an extra 12 hours right there. Plus the 8-hour workday, that's 20. And then we're just gonna toss in 4 hours for the offload, the drive time, and the general prep beforehand that maybe didn't fall exactly in those 2 days, but I had been prepping for this for about a week prior as far as like the very small things. So that's 24 hours that I spent in total to make $9.57 an hour. Now, is this to dissuade you from doing these fairs? Absolutely not. If you can get all your stuff more concise, move it faster, get it in and out faster, maybe you have a higher price point than I do, maybe your stuff sells really well at one sale, I still say you should absolutely give these fairs a go. I am just trying to be real with you as to what to expect, at least from my end, because I really did this not only to make a little bit of extra Christmas money, but also for the exposure, to talk to people, especially in Orlando, that have maybe never seen me, and to tell people about, I don't know, this channel. And to tell people about my Instagram and my website, where I actually sell the patterns that I have checked, that I make sure are completely complete or are very clear about what is missing. And I will say to that end, it was very productive. And I hope you enjoyed all the vlogging goodness today. If you enjoyed this, make sure you're clicking that like and subscribe so that you can tell me that you enjoyed it and follow along for more adventures. And until we meet again, see y'all next time. That was a mess. The only one I can think of, and when in doubt, friends, nope. 0 out of 10, do not recommend summer fairs in Florida. I roasted alive. And I didn't realize that my phone was full and I thought I was recording when I was not recording. It was great fun. They're not gonna be able to hear anything, so let's just wave.